Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to CGC live webinar. I hope during this present situation, during this pandemic situation, all of yours, or if you are healthy, all of you are safe. So about me, let me introduce myself. I am Kamal. I am looking up the International Affairs Department of CGC Janjeri campus. So what we do is we have the International Affairs Department inside the campus, CGC Janjeri. So we provide some international opportunities to our students who are studying with us. So we have various programs, various collaborations which are going on. So yes, we provide our students, our campus students, various international programs. So we assist them in applying the various countries. So in this context, today we are going to have our special guest, Professor Aldo. He's the PhD in administration, and also he's the director of IBS Americas, which is the official partner of California State University, Northridge. So let's welcome our guest, Professor Aldo. Hello, sir. So your voice is not audible.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Hello,
Hello,
sir.
everyone.
Welcome to CGC Janjeri live webinar. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kamal. I hope everything's fine and everybody's safe at home. And I hope we had some moments today to exchange some ideas here. Thank you very much.
Definitely. It's really our pleasure that to have you with us today. It's really, we're going to discuss, we're going to have a wonderful session today. So how's the things in your place? It's 6:30 p.m. in India. How about in your place?
Here's 10 o'clock a.m. and
Okay.
it's, yeah, it's really sunny and like 20 Celsius degrees, not so bad. And what about in there? It's
in India,
India.
yes, the weather is same as in your place.
All right.
But yeah, so but we are just we're gonna have a wonderful session today. It's really a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank
So
you very much. Okay, should we start or should we wait a little bit more?
yes, today I think which topic you are going to tell, it's strategy, leadership, and entrepreneurship, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay. So let's start then. Let me just introduce myself again. I'm Professor Aldo, and I concluded my PhD in international management, and my thesis was in terms of international subsidiary for multinational companies, how they can innovate in emerging economies, and I have some experience. I have worked in some companies as well. So as a professor, but also as a consultant. I worked before, just to have a background for you guys. I have worked in ExxonMobil as an oil company, and also Pizza Hut, which is a worldwide known. And also the last 12 years, I worked for IT company called Logic SMG, which is a UK company who invented text messaging in the beginning of
that's
the
great.
20s. Yeah, that's good because, and then I had the pleasure to go to India in twice, in fact, to Bangalore because the company had an headquarters in Bangalore as well as offshoring.
How did you like India, sir? How
Was
was your
very,
experience?
I was very impressed, especially with the traffic. But I was very positive impressed. I mean, people very qualified. I mean, worked very hard, and we had lots of call center in Bangalore, and the team was very good. I mean, I was very good impressed. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, guys. So today we're gonna talk about. I meant to say that I'm very glad to say that to be here, and we're talking about a very important subject. We explore here today how to develop leadership competences, how to do that through entrepreneur. To innovative activities that you can do inside your company, and I want to share you my idea that's a very important topic because this is what we as our personal you're going to contribute to your development of your company. Okay, so having solid knowledge about career, enhance your company, and also support development of your region economically. Because it's very nowadays we do things and also think about our community and make jobs and great opportunities. And your country needs that, and both in public and also in private sectors are demanding this. I hope this during the webinar we're gonna be emphasize why leaders important in the organization, inside the organization, and I want to show you how this is built as well. Our subject is the role is leader is as an agent of innovation. A leader is an agent of innovation by the company. I'm going to talk about that, how people's creative thinking leads to innovation. I will also discuss guys. Just like the audio is blocking. Come, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please carry on. We are able to
Okay.
hear you.
I just received a feedback from one of my assistants that the audio was having a break, just to guarantee that everybody is okay.
Yes, everybody.
Okay.
It's going well, sir. You please continue, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So we have to do things to add value to our customer, to add value to our society. Last but not least, I'm going to tell you guys why innovation is so vital for companies to build what most days to get a competitive advantage. So the companies need to have a competitive advantage. So I really want to this to be a very interactive way. So please, at the end, I'm going to make a opening for questions and answer session. So if you have any question, please do so. That in the YouTube, it's very easy. Come out, take note on there. I'm gonna with you, and then we go, and then we're gonna be respond to yourself. Okay. So if possible, as a question, I'll be more than glad to reply to you. Okay. First, you'll be using accounts. It's the right side of your thing. You can just on there, and then you can send your question in your comments, and if you're gonna go through some information, maybe you can also make your question. Okay. Also, at the end, I'm gonna mention something about your opportunities to, if you want to plan an international experience at California State University. Also, this will contribute for you as well in future. Yeah. So these things I have planned to talk to you based on my experience as a professor, as I mentioned, and also based on some ideas of renowned authors such as Jim Collins, and in the book Good to Great. This book is really great. I really recommend you guys to read. It's a worldwide read, and this will help you to understand better how the organizational leaders role is, and then you can also improve yourself. Another source is related to Peter Drucker. The reference is Discipline of Innovation. It's a very good article as well. I really highly recommend you guys to read. And it's a free download for you. And the articles you can just download from internet. It's open free. That's a good thing as well. Yeah. So, but based on these two studies and some others as well, information I gather from institutions and some reports, and then we can have also the discussion at the end. All right. Okay. Let's start. Sometimes organizations, they are doing things, they are developing their work, they are developing a process, basically doing things today as they were doing in the past, as they were doing as in the past. But the world is changing. It's changing. The clients are always searching for next best things. There's always a new in our door. and demands are inside change. So, and this change demands the organization reinvent themselves. Okay, so they have to invent. That's precisely where we find the leader's job. Yeah. The leaders are people inside the company, people that can honestly evaluate what happened inside the company and what they are what their kind of competence the organization needs, and what are my strengths and my weaknesses. And especially when we have an organization, we have to look and see what we can do best. Yeah, and then we have to look in all the resource we have. If nobody does it, imagine who's going to do it. Nobody, believe me, nobody is going to do it. The company is going nowhere. The company is going to be stale, it's going to be static. And tomorrow, the company will be doing exactly the same thing they're doing today, they're going to be doing tomorrow. Okay, so it's going to do the day before. So when the company does it, I mean, when the leader does it, and they look for the competence they have, they look at the opportunities outside. It's a process of increasing and revigorating the organization. So my point here is really I want to focus with you the importance of the leadership as an agent of innovation. The process of enhancing this capacity adds values to the customer. And also when we add value to the customer, this role is played by the leader, and the leader uh, can contribute to the competitive advantage that the company needs. Okay. Now is one question is how these leaders are shaped? uh, are, st- are staged in a class. I want to state you a classic example because when we think about this, we think about a long-term leadership, someone who needs competence, someone I think about John F. Kennedy, the former president of the United States. I don't know if you are all aware about it, but in the beginning of the 60s, when he released what we call as Apollo program, he established a goal for the whole nation, for the United States, especially for NASA, but also, but initially it was for NASA, but this became a long-term project for the nation. And at that time, Kennedy said, I would like to, by the end of the 60s, this was Kennedy's words, okay? By the end of the 60s, I want the United States to take the man to the moon and bring him back safely, okay? I don't want to discuss with you guys if it's important to go into the moon or not, because that's not the merit here. The importance here is in the contest, Kennedy as a leader, he was the one who moved all the resources he had to make these things happen. Yeah, in terms of material, in terms of financial, in terms of the to achieve the specific goal he established for the nation. This is really a classical example of leadership. Leadership is not just collecting resource, but also creating better conditions, also do better things, and then to get the goal achieved. Yeah? And identifying the correct competencies that necessary to build and doing things differently, because we have to maximize our capabilities, and the whole entire organization needs to move not just toward the goal on one hand, but also toward completing other objectives. Yeah. Let me explain this a little bit, because we can see that the investment of Apollo was really great. When Apollo program, he established the goal, he's invested this a lot of money, $150, $150 billion. It was a lot of money. And imagine nowadays, it's much better. What he did, he involved all the organization, and when he did that, he created capacities and also for achieving his goal. Yeah, and when he did that, he had developed some skills that we never had before in technology, in communication, in wireless, in make the machines, everything was invented because the world was, so it's a breakthrough of innovation, the Apollo program, really. and a leader in this moment is the one, Kennedy was the one who really achieved the goal in the organization. During the course of actions, he takes these initiatives, but what else he delivery from the Apollo program. Okay, we had another example. We can see that lots of results from the Apollo programs that we don't know. I don't know if you are aware about it, but in terms of the medicine, especially nowadays with the coronavirus, I mean, we are using a lot of tomography, a lot of this. This was starting the Apollo program. The money that took the man to the moon and bring him back safe also had other results from the main objective. So computerized tomography is one example of this technology that was developed by the Apollo program. We can also say about the computer microchip, modern microchip that was important for the integrated circuit for the computers and for the new technology. And also the technology we are using today to communicate with you guys in India, we can see that this was a communication between NASA and the spaceship. So it was stemmed from Apollo program. So the microchip is so important for us in terms nowadays. We can see in the beginning when the leader Kennedy thought about the Apollo program, he was not thinking about it. He didn't know the results of his big project. Yeah, he just wanted to take the man to the moon and bring him back safely. But as we can see, lots of results that are still thanks to the Apollo program. Not only this, but cordless devices, power drills. We can see that were developed from technology from Apollo program as well. We can see lots of things like this that ended up benefiting not American companies, but also the whole world nowadays. We are benefiting from this development of Apollo program. So the leader play a very important role, and they identify a long-term goal. They push the company to achieve the goal, and then at the end, lots of things come from the big project. Kennedy, as you know, he was not the first leader. I just brought one example for you here to make this very clear. Yeah. But I want to show you one more example about the Great Pyramids. When we talk about the Great Pyramids in Egypt, I'm talking about like almost 5,000 years ago. And what did they need to build a pyramid at so long a time ago? When the pharaoh said, I want to build a pyramid here in the middle of the desert, their architects, the engineers, they didn't have these competencies as well, but they pushed to develop the engineering skills to build, and also even astronomy skills were developed from this construction. And the knowledge for building a pyramid was later used to better building cities, was better organize the labor force, and also weather forecasting, because they had to plan the weather forecast, they had to plan the plantation cycles and everything that was involved in Nile River. Well, in the organization of the Egyptian society as a whole, it was beneficiary at the end. Which was the most advanced civilization at that time? If you consider the Egyptian was one of the most developed. It was like 5,000 years ago. Yeah. And this construction was like the biggest construction until in terms of high, only recently they were overtaken by other new modern buildings. It was recently in the 19th century. So you can see that the modern made main structures nowadays that we can see, skyscrapers and everything. Okay, summarize them. We can see that in these examples I gave it to you, is we can see the beneficiary of these goals can be in many different perspectives, okay? If you are able to develop yourself, if you're able to have these qualities and then play yourself a role of a leader, you will contribute to the organization, you will prosper with your own career as well, and that's the most important thing, right? And also to your community. Is that okay so far? If you have been attentive what I'm just trying to share with you here, uh, it's very important to say the characteristics of the leadership as well, because
Yes, sir.
usually,
It's going good,
uh,
sir. We are getting,
uh,
we are listening to you. We're getting wonderful things to know from your side. So it's going great, sir. So
thank you very
please
much.
continue, sir.
Thank you very much. So one of the characteristics of the leadership, usually we are not, I'm not focusing here on charisma as being a guy, popular person among your colleagues. That's one part people think about it. I'm going to talk about vision. So the leadership here is to make a vision, your capacity to see the opportunities, your capacity of leading the company and also leading your career to grow. And this has a lot to do with education, okay? And both education in terms of individual or collective education. Because when we have to make a decision, education is everything. Investment in education is extremely unequal around the world, and it seems that some countries have developed the idea that the less we spend in education, better. Unfortunately, some countries they think about it, but if you look, for example, at the table I'm showing you now on our screen. This is information from OCDE. The investment per student in elementary school, high school, and also in college education, we can see that the countries that are developing countries at your, you can see at your left in your screen, you can see, for example, countries like Luxembourg, Switzerland, United States, Norway, Austria. We can see that these countries are investing sometimes more than $20,000, but the average is around $15,000 to $16,000 per year per student. So we can see that they invest a lot in education. They are really, they are already rich country, they are already developed countries. And their companies, they have lots of multinational companies. They are leading the whole world markets. Um, I may ask you guys, do you know any multinational company from the United States? You may have many multinational companies we can name here, like General Motors, Ford, Chrysler,
Yeah,
IBM, right? So we can see that but this is result of the investment of education. Our countries who are poor countries, and at the other side of the slide, we can see at the right side of your screen, you can see the poorest countries that we should invest more in education, but however, we are investing less, and this is impacting our productivity, and this impacts our competitiveness. Okay, and we are investing like 4 or 5 times less in education, which is a lot. I mean, so we should invest even more. Okay, but what we can do to change this solution? So that's part of the CGC group that promoting education, and also IBS
yeah,
American and California State University. We can contribute every time you guys are spending some times in a webinar like this, and in others that I know Kamal is working for you guys to continue having more information, because information and knowledge everything for you to improve yourself, to increase and get a better world. So we have to change this, and we have to make our contributions, and our contributions, maybe we think, Kamal, it's little things, but it's a lot. I mean, yeah, because yeah, and then we can see that the world is a little thing by little things we can construct a building, right? uh, you can, a brick by brick, you can make a big building. Yeah,
sure, sir.
yeah. And also in terms, so talking about this, and um, skipping to the subject, but the main question is how to shape a leader. Yeah, so that really points an organization to the right direction. And so So we need that the leader is responsible for seeing what's happening and where it's possible to innovate. And then the leader needs to articulate these ideas and see the necessary to deliver what's required to the customer. Yeah, we need to add value to the customer. That's the most important thing. Because when we recognize this and the customer say, wow, I purchased your car from from Tata, and the quality of the Tata product, I mean, it's really good. I mean, and the customer, so Tata is investing a lot in education, for example. This is an Indian company that's been very successful in the automobile world. And then the customer recognize and the value they are receiving is because they are investing a lot in education. So the company needs to move from a static to a more dynamic in terms of the process of innovation. My question to you guys now is, where where does the innovation come from? Do you know? Maybe you guys can reply on the chat and
Yes, our
come out.
students are there in the chat. They're asking some questions. So I'm going to ask you a few questions also after that.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you can continue, sir.
I will open a minute, but my question to you guys, do you know where the innovation come from?
Students are
How can we move to a dynamic company? Okay, you can put in your chat. We'll read in a few minutes. Okay, but I'll give you one possible answer on this question. Yeah, Professor Peter Druck, in this article that I mentioned to you guys, the discipline of innovation, he highlights to us that the innovation is not inside the company. The innovation is outside the company. In another word, he says to us that is the environment where the company is an unexpected fact like the coronavirus. Yeah, is an inconsistent thing that happened, a new government requirement, a new method that required to be made, and that this changed the market, this changed the society, the customer perception, the customer preferences, and also at the end, we as a manager, we have to be able to be dynamic, and then we can make this change, and then we can have these alternatives. We can promote the change inside the company, and then as a leader of the organization, we need to observe what's happening outside, and then we have to bring inside the company and see we have to do it. And then to be a successful leader, to be this opportunity to look outside, bringing inside the company, and create new products, improve innovation. Innovation can be disruptive innovation. You create something new, or can be like, for example, the company work for text messaging, like in the beginning of 20s, in 2000s, and text message was really innovative, but nowadays not. Okay, so it was replaced by another technology, by WhatsApp, by other alternatives. So but I can also innovate in terms of piece by piece, that you don't need to be disruptive innovation all the time. If you guys go to your company every day, and I want you to motivate yourself to do that every day, guys, when you go to when you go to your company, think about it. What can I do different, better than what I did yesterday? Little things can improve. Little things can make difference. Little things can improve the quality of your product. They can improve your performance as an executive member as well. Okay, so when a leader does that, when he looks for the alternatives and also make the change, they are making the difference, and they are helping the company to create competitive advantages. That's what the company are looking for. And then also one important thing, and we have to be a team worker. Yeah. In terms of teamwork, is because a qualified person, leader, as a age of change, as I was saying, as an age of innovation, he needs to have the right people in the right position. And then, as Professor Jim Collins was saying in his book, Good to Great, you as a leader, you have the responsibility to look at your team as a whole and see what's you have to think about what's the best, and also in terms, if you are not sure if this person is in the right position, what should we do? You have to make the change. I mean, I'm not saying you want to lay off this position. I want you to rethink about it, and then you can put the right position. I don't know, let's say, if I know cricket is very famous in India. Let's suppose you are a cricket a coach, okay? So you have in your team all the players. So you have to have the everyone in the right position, because if you want to succeed as in a cricket World Cup, you have to have the best player in every position. In a company, in an organization, is not that difference. Okay, so you as a manager, you have to be looking this, and then you have to make the change. Sometimes people are not working in the position they are more familiar, and then you have to train. You have to look at the competences, and also you have to make the change for outstanding performance. Because at the end of the day, if the whole team is working stronger, you're going to have outstanding performance. This case happened in the Apollo program. The NASA worked as a team. They worked hard. They put the best scientists to develop the technology to take the man to the moon and bring him back safely. And then after that, they results in many other technology we mentioned before. Yeah. So think about of the and how I can excel the team. So one thing is to have the right people in the right position, okay? And then we have to keep the necessary motivation of the team. So the team leader also needs to be the one who makes provocative questions. He's the one who leads the organization, not only answer questions, but he's the one who really uh, provocative, okay? Provocative in terms of promoting, and be aware of the problems, be aware of the what's inside your team. Okay, so when you allocate your talents, and then you awake the passion of their team, you as a leader, you want to see outstanding results. That's all I'm going to say to you. And the importance of the a leader as an agent is the one who really promotes. People needs to say, I love what I do, and then you're gonna excel everything you do. Because that's the most difficult part for a leader to be done, because you have to put the right player in the right position, and also have to wake up his passion. And also, when you have a long-term vision, the people involve themselves, and then you promote a better results for the company. You increase productivity, and then you can excel and maximum as you can. Yeah. So summarizing, in this webinar, I was trying to share with you guys some ideas in terms of the importance of the leadership as an agent of innovation. And then as an agent of innovation can improve many other results: productivity, market share, selling more, uh, quality, improving quality, and also satisfaction of your human resources as well. Because people, when they feel satisfied with their jobs, they will excel their results. Okay. So basically, this was I was thinking about the topic, and then I will going to open the questions and answer in a few minutes. But Kamal, if you allow me, I'll just say a little bit about the California State University
Definitely, sir. It
programs,
will be
and
great.
then we open for questions and answers. Okay. I hope
Sure,
you
sir.
enjoyed so far. We'll be back in a minute in the topic of the webinar. So if
Definitely, sir.
you are looking for investing yourself, we have a partnership with CGC, so you can study in California State University with partial scholarships. And then here's the email just in case, or you can talk to Kamal, and Kamal will give you all the information. But I'm gonna give you some ideas on the program. Why is it important for you to make international program? Okay, this will improve yourself as a manager, because you're gonna be exposed more internationally. You're gonna interact with locals, with students from different nations. with professors and also executives in California, which is a very competitive economy as well. If you consider California as economy, would be something like the eighth biggest economy in the world. Yeah, as participating in an international program, you can become improve your career as to be a global career, a global leader, and having an international certification. You can improve also your employability in the market. I have many cases. For example, I have one student that was in Sistan, and he now he's working for Caterpillar. Caterpillar is an American company, and he mentioned to me that he was promoted because of the program. I was very glad to hear that. And also, you're going to have the America's professors teaching you there. And if you want to have a business English model to improve your fluency in American English, of course, you're going to have the opportunity to do the business English included. At the end of these 3 weeks, you're going to have the 2 certificates. The programs take place in every July and every June, every January and every July, every year, during 3 weeks. So you can do in your vacation time and spend some time off in California, which is an amazing place. Yeah, you're gonna have all the preparation support from admission office in terms of background readings. You're gonna receive articles. But this will happen 4 months before. If you want to enroll yourself now for July, I'm just talking about 2021 and 2022. Okay, I know nobody wants to travel at the moment because of the coronavirus, but we are promoting more 2021 and 2022. Yeah. We have 3 programs in California State University. One is the Communication Design Innovation. And the Communication Design Innovation is for those who really want to improve the skills in terms of the communication. In fact, there are some professors, they work with the Oscar communication. They work for just very nice ones. They love a really practical way. They use active methodology, so there's no need to make new advertising for the markets and everything. Yeah. Another program, it's very interesting as well for digital companies and a business revolution is focusing on how the Internet 4.0 and the new revolution of internet is happening, how they change the companies. So that's a very good program as well. And design thinking innovation and also is another program you can apply is involving how to fix problems, how to think out of box. And so design thinking is something is a trend nowadays in all universities, this topic in innovation. And recently the CSUN opened the 4th program, leading the age of disruption. In this case, the students will focusing on how to be a leader in this new world, how to be a leader in the 4.0 internet change of world. Yeah. Here's a picture of the California State University students doing the campus tour, just for you to have a flavor of it. Also, they have opportunity to have company visits, and there's a visit at the LA port visit as well. Here's the biggest port in United States, where all the products from China comes from US, usually use the LA port, so you can see the logistics is very good one. And some students from previous program, they went to Disney as well. So it's a kind of company, the company goods, the company visits from system are very good ones. Some previous edition, they went to Facebook, so Twitter, and depends on the availability of the company. We don't know nowadays because of coronavirus how this will happen, because this interaction with the companies may change in the future, but they will fix out in a way, or the executive will go to talk to you in campus, but they will find a way to fix you. And at the end of the day, the end of the program, so there is a certification program. You make lots of new friends from around the world. There's lots of people from Latin America, but there's some people from Europe as well. And this is a very, very good program. Yeah. So guys, Kamal, this was I was thinking about. Maybe now we can go for questions and answers, and then we can see what you guys are thinking about this.
Thank you, sir. It
Best.
was a great
Thank you.
session from your side. It was a great learning from you. It's really
Thank you.
fantastic to be with you today. So
Thank you.
yes, I have few questions. I have few students' queries. So we're talking about leadership. So what do you think? What are the qualities a leader should have? What do you think? What does it take to be a successful leader?
Oh, thank you very much. Well, there are lots of articles about it. I mean, but I will tell you my preferences in terms of what kind of qualities I think that will excel your team. The first thing is communication. The leader needs to be a very clear communicator. He needs to be a good communicator. So you have to pass everything, the mission of the company to your group of people, and also
Okay.
let's think about the cricket coach, for example. Yeah, when he wants everyone to play, he wants to communicate what he wants. So if he does not express this well, this will not work so far. Yeah, and then the second thing is about the teamwork excel everything. So if you are able to have the right people in the right position, and if you are able to create a climate that excel in your team, you're going to be a better leader as well. So these are the two main characteristics I think the leader, we can name it like more than
So,
20. Yeah,
so
but
you
these
seem
are
a
the,
very you seem a very good leader.
yeah, thank you. So these are the ones I think that are the most important ones.
So what do you think?
Thank
What is the like? It's my question. What is there's a difference between leaders and good managers? So are
Mhm.
can we use these both terms in place of each other, or do you think there is a lot of difference between a good manager or a good leader?
Okay. If you go to the theories of business management, and then you see, for example, in the classic theory, you can say that the people are working in a more productivity environment, in a classic productivity process, where is a micromanagement take place, and then you have to control better your team because you have to make Excel. And if you move on the theories more recently, in the more modern theory, we see that it's a more like open, dynamic. The companies are involved in the whole. We are an open system, and we are impacted by what comes from outside the environment. As Professor Peter Drucker was saying, we need to
Okay.
have a leader that needs to be more collaborative. Yeah. But the question is, Kamal, is should I apply more a strict chip manager, or should I apply more democratic or more open management? So it really depends on the business, I think. Because
Okay.
for example, if you are working for process at the India, I know India has a lot of call centers, for example. Of course, you need to be a motivated leader. But if
Yeah.
you don't focusing also in the micromanagement, your performance may be not so well, because really it's a kind of activity, is repetitive activity, and this kind of activity, unfortunately, we have to be more a micromanagement, and then you have so there's no bad and good. We have depends on the business. You have to adapt.
That's great, sir. So there is one more question. Mr. Sujit is asking, what is the difference of entrepreneur and corporate entrepreneur? Yes. So, is there any difference between an entrepreneur or somebody who is a corporate entrepreneur? So, is there any difference? What do you think? What are your suggestions?
Yeah, that's another and a very interesting question. Thank you very much. Should an executive be an entrepreneur, or should you just do what is written in the procedures? That's a good question. That's I don't agree on that, because everybody is an entrepreneur inside the company nowadays. Every time
Yeah.
you see what's happening in the outside environment, and you bring inside your company, and then you create a new product, and then you are innovating, you are making entrepreneurship. Yeah, because if you don't do that, your company will be static and not be dynamic. So you need your company to be dynamic, and to be dynamic, like responding to the environment and also respond to the competitors. We need to have entrepreneurs in our structure. Otherwise, the company will be stacked.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
So we were also talking about the California State University programs in association with CGC. So what do you think? Is there any scholarships the California is offering to CGC students, or what are the options that students can avail?
Yeah. Yes, the foundation, they release 70% of tuition discount on the tuition value for emerging economies students. Why is that? Because if they could offer one scholarship full, but
Okay,
they prefer to have more students going, because as we have more students going, we're going to be able to make a contribution to their local community in a better way, because
great.
otherwise we're going to be very strict to one specific. My recommendation for you guys to plan is for July, because even though it's summer, I prefer summer, but in July, the housing of the university is open for the students, and then you
Okay,
can also hire the stay inside the campus. You can also save some money. You can just go walk into the classroom. And just for you to have an idea, the campus of Northridge, they have around 40,000 students.
oh, wow,
uh, yeah, it's huge. The campus has been used for many movies like Star Trek, CSI. It's
really
very, yes, yes.
great, sir.
The library of the CSUN, it was the Star Trek Entrepreneurship headquarters. Yeah,
Great, sir.
and yeah, so you're gonna have this flavor. You're gonna have the opportunity to, you're gonna access all the facilities of the campus, and is there. There's a fee of $20 per week for you to use the gym, academic, the gym, the swimming pool, and everything. Yeah, but and also you're gonna be close to LA, very close to LA. It's in the north of LA. It's a very good area as well.
Okay. So what I know about US is US visa is, I think it's the very powerful visa. Student get its B1 B2 10 years multiple entry visa, even if they go for 1 month or 2 months program. So your program you're offering, as you mentioned, it is the 21 days program, right? So I'm sure the student will get B1 B2 visa for 10 years. But what the student actually gonna do over there in 21 days? Just the overview. Is they gonna the company visits? Is they having some seminars over there? Or maybe some guest lectures, some activities. So what
Yeah.
exactly there will be the program?
Okay. In fact, the program starts in a Monday and then finishing a Thursday. The classes are from Monday to Thursday every week, so 3 weeks. Yeah.
Okay,
We start the activities on Sunday. We invite the students for a campus tour. So it's very important we go on Sunday. We're going to see the facilities and everything, because we don't want you to spend too much time on this. And then on Mondays, it's classroom time. On Monday, we're going to have class at 9 and go until 4 p.m. Yeah. Classes in the morning for the thematic program, in the afternoon for business English. At the end of the 3 weeks, you can have two certificates from California State University. Includes on Thursdays company visits. Usually they have at least one company visit and one business presentation. And there's also optional visits like the LA port visit on Friday, but usually Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are free for sightseeing. So you can use
okay,
on that for happen. Learning process is also outside classroom, because classroom is good, but the student needs to be exploring the location and
definitely, sir.
yeah. And also, I give you one example, very interesting one. I had one student, one group. They were invited to make a business presentation for a board of investors, and then among the investors was a representative of Bill Gates Foundation.
Okay.
And I remember was one student from Brazil, and she make a
Oh,
project from an innovation project, and then he liked so much the project that she was invited to submit to Gates Foundation to get funds. So this
that's
kind of
great, sir.
opportunities, yeah, this kind of opportunities are available when you emerge, when you go there, and also when you also do with passion things, you know. That's what I recommend the students. If you want to do this, do with your heart, do and then participate in everything that the university will offer for you. Yeah.
That's great. So I believe, sir, in India, these certifications and degrees are very important. So they are much important for the students' point of view, if in case they want to make career in India or in abroad as well. So definitely, if they have some certification from California State University, definitely they're gonna boost their profile and they're gonna have lot of opportunities in India and India and abroad as well. But yes, it's a good thing. So it's a fantastic thing. It's a great
Y-
session by you. So there is
Yeah.
one more question.
Yeah.
There is one more question by Mr. Abhi. What is the scope for a student pursuing degree and wanted to be his own boss entrepreneur without having any rich background or without an investment?
I do not understand his question. Can you repeat again?
He's asking that if somebody is pursuing a degree, he wanted to be
Okay.
an entrepreneur in a life. So, but he's not having a rich background, or he's not interested to make the huge investments. So, do you think he can be a successful entrepreneur?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. But if you do, as I mentioned, I mean, if you do with passion, I mean, everything you do in your life will be successful. You can sell popcorn in front of the cinema. You can do anything. But if you do the best popcorn, everybody will know that, no, I love that popcorn. I want to go to the cinema and eat that specific popcorn. And then you can gonna have a very trust customers that are gonna looking for you. So what you need is to find the niche, what you do best, and then try to qualify yourself to differentiate yourself in a certain way, even though if the product is the same, like popcorn. But if you, I'll just give you a very simple example just to make it clear, okay? But if you, the quality of the service you offer for the customer, the quality of the feedback and the attention, so the customer will keep you, and then you're going to be successful as entrepreneur, sure, for sure.
So yes, we got. I also believe that idea is very important. Rather than if you have the investment, if you have a good idea, good vision, then definitely anybody can be an entrepreneur. This is what I got to know from you as well. So, is there
Exactly.
any question? I request students if they have any questions regarding the program, regarding the opportunity, anything you can ask us. So, sir, when you'll be, I think we are receiving the question. So, when you'll be coming to India, sir?
Yeah. That's a good question. Now we have to think, wait for the coronavirus to stop first, and then we can plan maybe next year. Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
hope.
it's hope to see you soon in my campus. So it will
Oh,
be
thank you
great if
very
you
much.
visit. So India is a good country. It's full of culture, full of fantasy. So definitely, if you will be here,
Uh,
you only seen
I will.
Bangalore, but if you come to the northern part of India, it
Yeah,
will be great, sir.
I must. Yeah, I must.
And there is no traffic, sir, in Chandigarh.
No, because Bangalore surprised me strongly. Yeah.
All right. So uh, I think, sir, thank you so much, sir, for your time. It was a great session. It was a great learning from you, the great opportunities, and great man, Professor Aldo. So
Thank you
thank you
very
for
much.
being with us.
Thank you. Just final words. I thank you very much, Kamal. Thank you for CGC group of colleges, and be safe, be home. This will pass soon. Okay. And of course, the new world will change. We don't know how it's going to be this new normal, but I hope this new normal will be better world, better human being, better managers, better business managers. We just have to be open for thinking out of the box and be open for the opportunities. Because one last thing, Kamal, sometimes opportunities come from the crisis moments. Okay,
Yeah.
so pay attention, because sometimes in this moment of changings, we may have lots of opportunities. You may have an opportunity for entrepreneur yourself, especially in the digital marketing, and that's going to increase everywhere in the world nowadays. Thank you very much again. I hope you
Thank you,
enjoyed,
sir.
and I hope to see you soon.
I
Bye
hope to
bye.
see you soon in India. So take care, sir. Have a nice day. Thank you so
Okay,
much
bye
once
bye.
again.
Bye bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.